So Jimmy and Lois have somehow enlisted the Brain and Monsieur Mallah. They're here to help? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to My Adventures with Superman, Season 2, Episode 7. So after this, there's only going to be 3 more episodes left this season. It's wild to think we're this close to the end. But last time we left off on quite a cliffhanger. Kara has discovered the truth about everything, that Brainiac has been using her to destroy these planets, literally mind controlling her to commit mass genocide, planetary genocide, multiple times. At least, like, what was it, 3 or 4 times? There were 3 or 4 planets that were mentioned in the last episode, outside of Earth and all. And now he has a hold on Clark, which is not good. But as Kara's like sitting there in the middle of space crying, Jimmy, Lois, the Brain, and Monsieur Mallah come through in a spaceship. And it's like, what? It leaves off on that cliffhanger, and it's like, okay, how did they get in contact with the Brain and Monsieur Mallah? Because I'm not crazy, right? They did go into an alternate dimension at the end of their episode in season 1, right? They had opened this wormhole into another dimension. That was kind of the entire thing. And after, they fought off the enemies in that episode, they went through the portal, didn't they? Was Jimmy given some way to contact them if needed? I don't remember if that was the case, but if it was, then cool. I mean, it'll probably explain it, I assume. Like, I assume at least half of this episode's probably going to be dedicated to, excuse me, to explaining how they got there. And then we're probably going to go into, them and Kara and all. We're probably not going to get the actual rescue until next episode. That's my guess. This episode's probably going to focus on, like, explaining and getting to the point of where the rescue would happen. But yeah, this is getting really good. Last episode was phenomenal. It was so well done. And I really can't wait to see where this goes and how the season ends up. Like, obviously Brainiac is the big bad for now, but we're also setting up more shit with Waller and now Lex Luthor. So it's like they're really getting ready for the future. And I'm very curious as to what they're going to do after Brainiac. Because it's like you're having Brainiac pretty early on. Like, only season 2. It's like, where do you go from here? Like, if season three's big bad is going to mostly be Lex and maybe Waller as well, it's like that feels almost like a downgrade, but at the same time, they've been kind of the recurring villains too. Well, especially Waller. Lex has just kind of come into play, even though he was a villain, sort of, in season 1. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, like I said, to see how this all goes. I'm very curious. I'm very excited. And this is just proving to be a pretty great series. Now, I do want to mention real quick right off the bat that if I seem like a little bit out of it, if I seem like I'm kind of dazed a little bit, it's like hot here in Michigan. It's been hot here for like weeks and weeks. Obviously to different degrees, but I don't handle like heat well. I like my temperatures pretty moderate. Basically anything 70 degrees Fahrenheit and above is hot to me. And it's like in the 80s currently this week. And like a week or two ago, we had like 90s consistently for the entire week, and it's just like, it's hell. But it's also bad because, I live with my father and he won't let me, turn up the air conditioning. um, which means I'm just constantly roasting, and it's not fun. It's a whole thing. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details, but yeah, if I seem like out of it, it's just like today for some reason specifically, I've been like really like how would I put it? Like slothy, I guess. I've been pretty slothy today just because of the heat. It's just affecting me a little different than it has other days. So if I seem especially out of it today, that's why. So I apologize ahead of time. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. So we're gonna get this started. But before we do, I do want to remind you all real quick that we have a lot of great content on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Monday specifically, we also have YouTube, or at least YouTube adjacent reactions. Shorts, specials, miniseries that just don't have a lot of episodes, or, YouTube videos. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a normal series or movie reaction goes in that slot. And speaking of movie reactions, we have movies every Saturday and Sunday. I pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend so that every day has some sort of reaction content going on for them. And that's the usual. I do want to mention it quick if you're watching this like when it first comes out or whatnot. Next week, we will be having a Zatoichi week. For the 5 days of the week, Monday through Friday, not counting the weekend, we're going to have a Zatoichi movie every day. We've done the first two Zatoichi movies already in the past, but now we're doing the next 5, all in a row. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So yeah, next week there won't be any weekend movie reaction. Just to let you know that ahead of time and make sure you're prepared. But normally, movie reactions are every Saturday and Sunday. You have one each day, normally. um, on top of that, we also have a couple Let's Plays we're currently going through. We are currently playing through Horizon Forbidden West, and that is every other day. So, like, you'll see one today on Friday, the next one will be Sunday, and then Tuesday, and then Thursday, and so on and so forth, like that. Every other day of the week, there will be another part put up for the Horizon Forbidden West Let's Play. We are also going to start playing through Poppy Playtime. This is on Saturdays, and will be starting this Saturday, tomorrow. Again, if you're watching this when it first comes out, it's tomorrow. But yeah, Poppy Playtime is a donation reward Let's Play for Venom, and if you want to know how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, go to the channel search, and all in one search, type in June Double Reward Month PS5. It should take you to the correct video that will tell you everything you need to know about how to donate for a PS5 Let's Play in the future. But all of that being said, thank you as always so much for tuning in. Let's get this started. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction because yes, we do redirect all Let's Play or all reactions, on this channel. You know how YouTube's copyright system is shit, right? Well, because of that, to avoid any possible channel strikes or even worse, a channel termination, which I have dealt with in the past and don't want to deal with again, we push all reactions off to another site. I understand, you don't want to have to click all these extra links just to get the reaction, it's annoying. But at the same time, it's just a way to keep safe. And it's only one extra link per video. You just go down in the description below, click the link, takes you straight to the reaction. And on the plus side, this allows me to give you, yes, all of you, the full unedited reaction completely free. Completely free. No paywall, no Patreon subscription needed, and you don't even have to, sync up your own copy. It's all right there in the video once you click over to it. No syncing whatsoever. And that's pretty awesome because a lot of reaction channels here on YouTube aren't able to get away with this for perfectly valid reasons. A lot of it can come down to monetization or just some copyright issues here and there or whatever else. But a lot of these channels just aren't able to do that. And it's completely fair, but I do pride myself on being a channel that can give that to you. Full, unedited reactions without even needing to sync up your own copy. That's pretty great. So, yeah, once you watch the reaction, though, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain not only spoilers to the episode, but also just my general thoughts on the episode, on the season, on all of that, and maybe even some stuff related to the channel. You never know, it's always worth checking out. So, all of that being said, thank you so much, as always, once again for tuning in, and for now, I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I just remembered after I had finished doing the recording and all, I was told that there was apparently a surprising ship in this episode. And I'm like, are you talking about Livewire and Heatwave? Because it's like that surprised you? That I thought we already knew they were together since season 1. Like that was a thing that like people had been talking about since season 1. It's like I just thought that was already known. I'm watching this episode and I'm like, I had completely forgotten about it, but it's like when I saw them pop up as like a couple and everything, it's just like I didn't think anything of it because it's like I just already thought it was a known thing. I already saw them as a couple. So people have been talking about this in season 1. I don't know if you just like had stayed out of like the fandom discourse, but Venom, I believe, by the way, is who I'm talking about, who let me know about this. But yeah, it's like, have you just been staying out of the fandom discourse and just didn't hear people talking about this since the first season? Because it's like, this is not new information. At least not to me and a lot of people. But yeah, so that didn't surprise me at all. What did surprise me was their inclusion in this episode, though, because I was thinking like half this episode, maybe even 3/4, was going to be dedicated to how Jimmy and Lois got to space and all, and that it was going to continue from where we left off last time. That we were going to see a little bit more, but then the actual rescue would happen next episode, which that part still seems like it's going to be the thing. But instead, this episode basically ended off at the exact same point as it did last episode, just from a different perspective. I also like Lois's introspection in this episode and how she deals with the fact that she basically was starting to break up with Clark when all of this went down, and how it was mostly due to her own insecurities and fears, and that she was just afraid that he wouldn't love her the same way she loves him, that he would leave her, that he would abandon her. And this kind of goes back to her father with these abandonment issues. It's like, my God, Sam Lane, you are not a good father. Like, the thing is, he tried to be a good father, I feel. He just failed so spectacularly at it. And yeah, we knew, like, even before the reveal in season 1, like Lois had talked about prior to that, her father being, you know, an issue with her. And it very much has shown a lot this season. Even after now he's left, it's still shown how much of an impact he's had on her life. How his training of her, instead of raising her as, you know, a child, has caused her to grow up with all of these legitimate issues. And it really fucking sucks, because it's like all of this, like, you know, all these trust issues, all of this pain, all of this insecurity she has is because of him, because of the way he raised her. He raised her as a soldier, not as his child. And with her mother having died like prior, it's like she had no one. to treat her like an actual fucking person during her childhood. She grew up with nothing else besides this training. And when she finally recognized it and chose to, like, you know, like, cut contact in a lot of ways, at least for a time, with him, as we had seen in, like, the flashbacks with him a few episodes ago. It's like it still affected her. She was able to become her own person and not completely, like, fall under his, you know, training, but it without question has affected her in a very negative way. And she's realized that. And she's definitely come to understand during this episode that she does need to not be so afraid. As Livewire said, love is not for cowards. You have to be courageous. You have to put forth effort. You can't just, you know, fear what could be. And things can happen. Of course things can happen. That's realistic. Her and Clark were having some really bad communication issues that they very much need to work through. But to just try to call it quits because of that and because of your own fears and insecurities, you're running away from the problem instead of trying to fix it. You're not solving anything. It's not like he abused you or anything. Like, if that were the case, then yes, calling it quits would be smart. But that's a different situation. Here, it's just some minor communication issues. It's not even major things. And Jimmy's insistence in this on talking things through rather than, you know, using violence and threatening actions and stuff. I really like that because it shows his moral code and how insistent he is on being a good person. And mind you, there's some occasions where you need to get a little rough, but hurting innocent people is not that. And that's something that Jimmy won't stand for. We also see Jimmy use up the last of his money here, giving it to Livewire and them in order to make sure they can get Clark back, because that's what matters to him here. And we all knew his bank account was going to drop to zero by the end of the season. I just didn't expect it to happen this fast. With 3 episodes left to go in the season, I thought it was going to be like the very last episode that it was going to finally hit zero. But no, instead we're only episode 7, and he just spends literally the rest of it. There's like what, $2 million or something in there at the start of the episode, and it's like now it's just all gone because he gave the rest of it to Livewire and her team. It's just like, okay, you know what? I like the reasoning for it dropping to zero here, because it stopped being frivolous. Like some of the expenses were definitely frivolous, but this was obviously not. This was a much more important reason to spend the money, and to spend the rest of it to, like, literally give away, like, the rest of the money he had just to save his best friend and all. It's like, that's a noble reason. So I can get down with that. Do not like that Lex is getting more funding for his Project M, though, which are these Metallo robots. That's not good. More funding is going to mean that they're stronger and harder to control. Also don't love that Waller has declared martial law. Don't love that at all. That's terrifying and is going to cause a lot of problems. Obviously, right now we're more focused on getting Clark back and, you know, helping our trauma baby, Kara. But once we get back down, having to deal with this martial law bullshit is going to be insane. It's just, I don't entirely know where this is going. But it's really interesting, this little rivalry Lex and Slade have going on. Because it's like, it's very clear that Slade is going to end up leaving Task Force X and is going to become his own thing, and that's how he's going to become, fully Deathstroke and all. Like, we know that's where that's going. That's obvious. I'm just wondering, like, is it going to happen by the end of this season? And if it does, and if he does betray them, is he going to end up helping our heroes? Because that would be interesting if he, like, fully betrayed them and ended up helping Superman and stuff as, like, just a big fuck you to Waller and Lex. That would be fun. Um, I don't see how we're gonna fully beat Brainiac this season though, because even if they take out like the body that Brainiac is in right now, I don't think that's gonna fully take out Brainiac because it's fucking Brainiac. So it's like even if they manage to do that with the power of two Kryptonians, I just don't think that it's going to in the end stop Brainiac altogether. He will be back. And that raises even more questions for the future of this series. We know how the Brain and Monsieur Mallah are back. We find out that they just came back of their own desire because after their multi-dimensional vacation, basically, they realized, oh, all these other universes already have their own brains and Monsieur Malahs. We don't really fit in. Some of them are, aggressive against us. We're just gonna come back. We had our fun. Let's just come back now. And had the entire thing like having lunches with Jimmy and everything. So he knew they were back for a while too. It's not like it just came out of nowhere. Um, and like I said, it ended exactly where it ended last episode, just from the different perspective. And now, so next episode is going to be the rescue mission and all. It's just this is going to be interesting to see where this goes. This is going to be really interesting. Um, this is really getting good though. Like this episode was really good. It's like not as good as last episode because that's going to just be insanely difficult to pull off. To get better than last episode is going to take a lot. It's possible, and I definitely hope it happens, but it's going to take a lot. Um, excuse me. But I'm very, very excited for what's to come, no matter what. And I think that this is going to end on a very high note. So, yeah. Really looking forward to the rest of this season. We got, like I said, 3 more episodes to go. And it should be a great ride. So, for the time being, before we close this off, I do want to remind you all once again that we have a lot of great content to check out on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Monday, we also specifically have YouTube or YouTube adjacent reactions. Pretty much anything that doesn't quite fit in to a normal series or movie reaction goes in this slot. And speaking of movie reactions, we have those normally every Saturday and Sunday. And I say normally because next week will be a special Zatoichi movie week. Monday through Friday, each of those days will have another new reaction to a Zatoichi movie. We have done 2 of those films in the past. Now we're getting to 5 more. And that means there's going to be no movie reactions next weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, we also have a couple Let's Plays currently going on. We have Horizon Forbidden West that has taken over for Spider-Man 2, and that is going on every other day. So you'll see one today on Friday, but the next one will be Sunday, and then Tuesday, and then Thursday, and so on and so forth. Every other day. And we are also playing through, starting this Saturday, on Saturdays, Poppy Playtime. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Venom. And if you want to know how to donate for your own future PS5 Let's Play, go to the channel search, and type in all-in-one search, June Double Reward Month PS5. It should take you to the correct video that will let you know everything you need to in regards to how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play. So, that being said, thank you as always so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.